Baby, let's get straight into it, because the royal circus has spun completely out of control, and the clown car just emptied straight into Buckingham Palace. This time, the ringmaster of disaster himself, Prince William, has somehow managed to turn Remembrance Day, one of the most sacred and emotional days in the British calendar, into what I like to call Forget-Me Day. Yeah, you heard me right. The man who spends every waking moment talking about saving the planet forgot to show up to honor the people who saved his country. Baby, if your name is Prince William, the only thing you seem to remember these days is how to dodge your duties, skip your obligations, and conveniently forget Rose Hanbury's phone number. Or at least, pretend you have. Now, baby, let's unpack this royal chaos, because it's giving everything but leadership. While King Charles, Queen Camilla, and little Prince George were out there dressed in black, paying tribute, showing up for their country like they're supposed to, our future king was out in Brazil perfecting his volleyball spike. I mean, really. He's supposed to be an Earthshot ambassador, but all I saw was a man shot straight out of responsibility. Because apparently, baby, the Earthshot flop, sorry, I meant prize, was more important than honoring fallen heroes. And please don't hit me with the excuse that he was promoting climate change awareness. Baby, let's be serious. The only thing William was heating up was the embarrassment of his PR team. You're flying 5,000 miles on a private jet to deliver a 10-minute speech about cutting emissions? Baby, make it make sense. That's not climate activism. That's carbon hypocrisy wrapped in a royal bow. And you already know, baby, the royal media machine jumped right in to clean up the mess. The tabloids were working overtime with their spin cycle, talking about how Prince William was promoting sustainability. Sure. With an entourage of luxury SUVs, a team of private chefs, five-star hotel rooms, and security convoys cruising through Brazilian traffic with the air conditioning on full blast. Sustainability where, baby? Because the only thing being sustained is his ego. Meanwhile, Kate's up there on that Remembrance balcony clutching that railing like it's the last lifeboat on the Titanic. You can tell she's holding on for dear life. Last year she wasn't even invited up there. Now suddenly she's front and center with George by her side, smiling like she just won the royal lottery. Baby, the look on her face said it all. Let me keep my spot before Rose replaces me. You can practically see the calculation in her eyes. She knows her job is to smile, wave, and make sure the milk ticket, aka Prince George, stays visible. Because without that child baby, she'd be out there redecorating a countryside cottage on a tight allowance and pretending to love it. But let's talk about William, baby. Because that man has been unraveling faster than a cheap Windsor curtain. Every time you blink, he's projecting again. Calling Harry spoiled, entitled, difficult. Please. The only thing difficult about Harry is how effortlessly he makes William look lazy. The jealousy is showing, baby, and it's not cute. And don't even get me started on that Earthshot Prize. These so-called million-dollar environmental grants that apparently take a decade to actually reach anyone. That's not innovation. That's a royal layaway plan. You know what it sounds like? A PR stunt wrapped in philanthropy. William raised millions, and somehow 90% of that vanished into administrative costs. Translation: it went straight to PR firms, royal advisors, fancy event planners, and those overproduced green carpets he loves so much. And baby, let's be real. When it comes to optics, William's trying so hard to be the cool modern king, but it just isn't landing. You can't show up to Brazil in a button-up shirt, sweating through your royal armpits while playing volleyball with children, and expect the world to think you're a visionary leader. If he really cared about the earth, maybe he'd stay home and plant himself, literally, in the communities that need him. Maybe he'd address poverty, homelessness, or the growing number of families who can't afford heat this winter. But no, baby. He'd rather sweat for 5 minutes in the tropics, take a few selfies, deliver one rehearsed line about hope for the planet, and then fly home in first class like he just saved the ozone layer. Now listen here, baby. The palace PR team is in overdrive, burning midnight oil trying to convince the public that William's a global leader. But the truth? He's not globally leading anything. He's globally lost. Even his subjects are starting to whisper it out loud. He seems out of touch with ordinary people. And I'm sitting here like, you think? The man hasn't had an ordinary moment in his entire life. He's more interested in selfies with CEOs than serving citizens. And let's not forget, this is the same man who skipped Easter service earlier this year. I guess being the future head of the Church of England doesn't come with a required attendance sheet. Baby, if you're too tired to show up for God and country, maybe kingship just isn't for you. Meanwhile, let's not pretend this royal laziness is anything new. The monarchy has been coasting off taxpayer generosity for centuries. Queen Elizabeth, God rest her, was the original influencer. She understood the game. You gotta be seen to be believed. She smiled, waved, and made you forget that she was sitting on a vault full of jewels looted from half the planet. But at least she worked for her grift, baby. She put in appearances, kept her mystique, and held that family brand together with a silk glove and an iron will. William? He can't even keep the hustle alive. He's so out of touch he might be the one to finally bring the whole monarchy crashing down. And honestly, baby, I'm here for it. All hail King William, the royal antichrist. The man single-handedly ending centuries of royal propaganda just by being bad at his job. A legend in his own mess. And don't you dare get me started on the double standards. Because while William's out here jet-setting and fumbling speeches, Harry, the so-called rebel, is actually doing the work. He left that toxic house, built a career, found genuine love, and became a global humanitarian through real effort. And somehow he's the villain? Please, baby. William's out here flying private to preach sustainability while Harry's walking into veterans centers, supporting mental health and lifting communities. One's building something meaningful, the other's building PowerPoint slides for photo ops. And baby, I'll say it one more time for the people in the back. This is exactly why I love Harry and Meghan. They walked away from the nonsense, built a life rooted in peace and purpose, and they're thriving. Every time William fumbles, the Sussexes glow even brighter. It's not even a rivalry anymore. It's divine comedy. It's karma in a crown. So, baby, the next time you see the palace PR machine spinning like a royal washing machine, when you see the tabloids screaming, crisis, chaos, concern, just remember this. The only crisis happening right now is Prince William realizing that Harry doesn't need a crown to win hearts, respect, or relevance. That, my loves, is what you call poetic justice, served with a side of royal regret. Anyway, my beautiful Sussex squad, tell me what you think down in the comments, because I know you've got opinions. And don't forget, baby, when the royal tea is this hot, you better sip it slow, because this drama, it's only getting started.